Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Jamie Carragher shares the not acceptable part of Liverpool's defeat to Crystal Palace. Jamie Carragher has admitted that Liverpool's 2-1 defeat at Crystal Palace had been coming. The Reds had enjoyed a perfect start to the season, winning every game so far in 2024-25. But Arne Slot's team were unconvincing, needing late goals to rescue a result in most matches played. That weakness was exposed at Selhurst Park on Saturday as FA Cup holders Palace stunned the Premier League champions to leave Liverpool reeling. The Reds still sit 2 points clear as league leaders, and many expect them to click into gear sooner rather than later. There are, however, problems for Slot to solve as Liverpool chase a record 21st English top-flight crown this term, and former Reds centre-back Carragher has shared his thoughts on Saturday's loss in South London, admitting that his old side were always heading for defeat, despite improvement in recent games. This performance and result has been coming from early in the season, conceding chances and goals, he told Sky Sports on Monday. They have improved a bit of late in the Everton game and in Europe. I thought it was going the right way, but this was a crash down to earth. Very few managers have got the better of Slot, but Liverpool are in Palace's unbeaten run 3 times. They caused Liverpool real problems. You talk about the 2 goals they scored, set pieces. That's a big part of the game, but it was more in the game, the defining moments. We know the space is in the wide areas in this system. If you lose the ball, as Ibrahima Konate did numerous times, you are never going to get back. Jurgen Klopp can't resist Man Utd dig while gushing over Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp has playfully jabbed at Manchester United amid the team's dismal beginning to the new Premier League season. The Red Devils are languishing in 14th place after securing only 2 victories from their first 6 matches, compounded by Saturday's loss to Brentford. The heat is on for Ruben Amorim following a terrible last season that saw United end up 15th and miss out on European action after the team's Europa League final defeat to Tottenham. Klopp, who has had his fair share of clashes with Liverpool's bitter rival during an immensely triumphant period at Anfield, which brought them a long-awaited league title after 3 decades and a 6th Champions League triumph, hasn't overlooked this slump. In conversation with The Athletic regarding his new position within the Red Bull organization, Klopp pointed out that some of the clubs he oversees are often seen as stepping stones to bigger teams, but not United anymore. We are not the final destination, he conceded. We are not Liverpool, or in former times, Man Utd. You can write that if you want. Since departing Liverpool at the conclusion of the 2023-24 campaign, Klopp has been persistently linked with a managerial comeback at various top-tier European clubs. However, the ex-Dortmund gaffer maintains that he doesn't miss the demands of club management one bit and is thoroughly enjoying his role as Red Bull's head of global football. When quizzed about whether he was glued to the telly for Liverpool matches post-departure, he remarked, "Not at all. I was super happy with the way Liverpool performed. I watched some games, but it is not like, oh, it's Saturday. I didn't know when games started. I was just out. I played sports. We enjoyed life, spent time with the grandkids, completely normal stuff, knowing I will work again. But knowing as well that I don't want to work as a coach anymore." Further probed on his future in management, he conceded, "That's what I think, but you don't know. I'm 58. If I started again at 65, everybody will say, 'You said you'll never do it again.' Sorry, I thought 100% when I said it. That is what I think now. I don't miss anything." Arne Slot confirms truth about Federico Chiesa after forward misses Galatasaray trip. Liverpool forward Federico Chiesa continued his strong run of form at the weekend, scoring his 2nd goal of the season, although the 27-year-old's late equalizer was ultimately not enough to earn the Reds a point, owing to an Eddie Nketiah winner for Crystal Palace. It served a reminder to head coach Arne Slot of the Italian's capabilities. Chiesa hasn't had the easiest time of things since moving from Juventus in September 2024 for a fee that could reach 12.5 million. The winger was injured when he transferred to Anfield and needed a personal preseason of his own to get up to speed. He was in and out of the squad during his first season, owing to a combination of poor form and injuries. It was expected that he would move on over the summer, but he ultimately stayed put and made himself a genuine first-team option. Chiesa in decent form when fit. Chiesa scored against Bournemouth on matchday 1, adding his second strike of the Premier League season against the Eagles at the weekend, and Liverpool fans were up in arms when it was announced that Chiesa would not travel to Turkey for the Champions League phase match against Galatasaray on Tuesday. The sentiment seemed to be from supporters that Chiesa could not do much more to win the favor of Arne Slot. Having been left out of the European squad initially, Chiesa earned a reprieve due to Giovanni Leone's devastating injury, replacing his fellow countrymen in the UEFA list. And when he was absent from the traveling party, fans speculated that he may have been harshly demoted once again by Slot. Arne Slot denies that he dropped Chiesa. Nonetheless, the head coach confirmed on Monday that Chiesa had suffered a niggle against Palace and was deemed unfit to travel despite training with his teammates ahead of Gala. That led to a mass change of appraisal towards Slot's treatment of the forward, who has become somewhat of a cult hero throughout his time on Merseyside. He may well be back for the Chelsea game over the weekend, with Slot confirming as much. But this latest absence drives at what could end up being Chiesa's Achilles heel at Liverpool. Chiesa out injured yet again. Simply put, he misses too many matches. He was out for almost the entirety of the first half of last season, meaning Mo Salah had no reliable deputy to fill in for him. Liverpool signed Jeremy Frimpong as a new right-wing option over the course of the summer, and it will be up to the Dutchman and Chiesa to cover Salah's AFCON absence this season. But unless he can remain fit on a consistent basis, avoiding this little niggles, then he is destined to be a nearly man under Arne Slot. Tottenham now leading contenders to sign Marc Guehi ahead of Liverpool. Tottenham Hotspur are looking to trump Liverpool in the race to sign Crystal Palace centre-back Marc Guehi, according to Caught Offside. The England defender came extremely close to sealing a move to Anfield in the summer, even undergoing a reported medical on Merseyside during deadline day. But with Palace unable to secure a suitable replacement, the deal collapsed, and he was forced to stay at Selhurst Park until at least January. Having missed out on his signing, Liverpool entered the season with Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate as their first-choice central defensive duo, while Joe Gomez remains the backup. While there is growing optimism that the Reds will return, in January to sign Guehi, especially after the lengthy injury suffered by Giovanni Leone, the club have been dealt a huge blow, as Caught Offside claims that Tottenham are now among the leading contenders for Guehi's signature. With 9 months left on his contract at Selhurst Park, the report adds that Spurs view the 25-year-old's leadership and reliability as a viable option to bolster Thomas Frank's backline, while his potential availability at a lower fee in January aligns with the North Londoners' mid-season budget. With Tottenham now looking to trump Liverpool, the report adds that the Reds remain determined to sign the England international despite their failed summer move, according to the report. Battle Caught Offside adds that Palace are willing to accept offers for Guehi worth up to 26 million, and the Englishman has asked his representatives to maintain communication with interested clubs, which also include Manchester City, Manchester United, Barcelona, and preferably Real Madrid. Despite his disappointing failed summer move to Liverpool, Guehi has been instrumental to Palace's strong start to the season, where they remain unbeaten, a streak that has now extended to 18 games across all competitions since losing 5-0 to Newcastle United in April. Ironically, he captained the Eagles as they got the better of Arne Slot's men at the weekend, handing Liverpool their first Premier League defeat of the campaign. He has also been the linchpin of Oliver Glasner's backline that has conceded only 3 goals across their opening 6 league fixtures. With Tottenham now among the leading contenders, it remains to be seen whether they will step up their efforts to sign him in January or risk losing him to Liverpool by waiting for a free transfer in the summer. Liverpool eyeing audacious swoop to sign Julian Alvarez. Liverpool are plotting an audacious swoop to sign Atletico Madrid's center-forward Julian Alvarez. According to Fichajes, Alvarez rose to prominence during his time at Manchester City, where, over 2 seasons, he was an influential figure within Pep Guardiola's squad. Despite directly contributing to 55 goals from 103 appearances, his opportunities as a starter were limited due to the fierce competition for attacking roles. That reality prompted a move to Atletico in the summer of 2024, with the Argentine World Cup winner eager to secure a more central role. His debut campaign in Spain proved encouraging, but it is this season where he has truly ignited, registering 6 goals and 1 assist from his opening 7 matches. The 25-year-old's standout moment came in the Madrid derby, where he produced a masterclass performance, striking twice, including a sublime free kick, to inspire Diego Simeone's men to a 5-2 win over Real Madrid. Now, according to Fichajes, Liverpool are plotting an audacious swoop to sign the Argentina international following his sensational start to the current campaign. Citing various sources, the Spanish outlet adds that the Premier League champions have earmarked him as a viable option to bolster their attack. However, the Reds are yet to make an offer, with Atletico adamant that they will not let the prolific forward leave the Estadio Metropolitano unless they receive an offer above 100 millimeters, as per the report. Audacious swoop, although their admiration for him remains. A transfer appears improbable in the near future after the addition of Alexander Isak to their ranks on deadline day. The Reds also secured the services of Hugo Ekitike earlier in the summer, meaning their attacking options are already well stocked. Liverpool dropped points for the first time this season following their 2-1 loss to a resilient Crystal Palace side, who defeated the Premier League champions for the second time this season to extend their unbeaten run to 18 games in all competitions. The Reds still have the chance to extend their stay at the top of the table with games against an out-of-form Chelsea and Manchester United side coming up in match weeks 7 and 8, respectively, following the lengthy injury suffered by Giovanni Leone on his debut in the EFL Cup win over Southampton. Reinforcing the backline will be the club's priority in the winter transfer window, so it is unlikely the Merseyside club will break the bank for Alvarez, given that the position is already well covered. Diego Simeone and Liverpool discover fate as UEFA dish out ban for Anfield Row. Atletico Madrid manager Diego Simeone has been handed a 1-match ban by UEFA for unsportsmanlike conduct. Simeone was involved in unsavory scenes at Anfield in the closing stages of Atleti's 3-2 defeat by Liverpool. The Argentine manager was furious after Virgil van Dijk headed in a late winner for Liverpool. Simeone was shown a red card by the referee for his protestations, which saw him become involved with the supporters sat behind his dugout. UEFA has now announced its decision, handing Simeone a 1-game suspension in the Champions League. Liverpool, meanwhile, have been fined $4,000, $3,193, for fans throwing objects. The incident was sparked by Van Dijk's 92nd-minute header, which saw Liverpool secure a 3-2 win. The Reds had been 2-0 up before 2 goals from Marcos Llorente saw the away side come from behind to draw level. Speaking in his post-match press conference, Simeone tried to give his side of the story after a scrum developed on the touchline and he was sent off. They always talk about taking care of each other, but they insult you throughout the entire match and you can't say anything because you're the manager, he said. My reaction was unjustifiable. But do you know what it's like to be insulted for 90 minutes? To turn around after the opponent scores and still be insulted? It's not that easy, the referee told me. He understood me. I hope Liverpool can improve that aspect, and that when they identify the person who did that, there will be consequences. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.